Welcome to Zoom Sales video on how to fit your lazy bag. After unpacking, the first step is to slide the lazy bag into the sail track on top of the boom, one slide at a time, and then just slide them down the boom a little bit. Once you've got them all into the boom, then you can pull the lazy bag from the back end and slide it all the way to near the back of the boom. Just make sure the front is still lined up with the mast, and then fold one side of the lazy bag under the sail. It's easiest to do this when the sail is raised up the mast. Okay, once that's laid out, you can unpack the battens and you can join the battens together. The battens come in two sets, one for each side of the lazy bag. They just slot together like tent poles, and then you use a little bit of tape to stop them coming apart for if you ever want to pull them back out again. Next step is to insert the battens, and you'll need the loops of webbing that come with the lazy bag. So you place the loops of webbing through the eyelet, so the lazy jack is going to attach to one side later, and the batten goes through the webbing loop. So the load from the lazy jack is going directly onto each batten. And it helps if you have someone helping you do this, so they can push the batten while you're putting the webbing loops, feeding the batten through the webbing loops in the cover. Alright, so once the batten's fully in, you can close the Velcro on the pocket. Okay, here we've attached the lazy jacks to the webbing loops already, and we've pulled the lazy jacks up a little bit. We want to line the cover fore and aft, so the zipper at the front is running down the front face of the mast, just with a little bit of slack, and then the aft end is just covering the clew of the sail. So there's a lashing at the front of the cover, and there's a lashing at the back of the cover that you use to align the cover fore and aft. The rope on the back end of the cover you tie up to the topping lip of the clove hitch. So it goes from one side of the cover up to a clove hitch on the topping lift, and then tied onto the other side of the lazy bag. Okay, now we're putting our reefing lines. The reefing lines go through the sail, through the gap in the cover, and tied around the boom, or in this case it's tied through the guides on the boom. The front flap on the lazy bag, when you're sailing, the Velcro at the top and the bottom go together, and then there's a plastic clip. So you fold the front of the bag back inside, and then the clips together to another clip that's further back into the bag. And this stops it coming out and flapping around when you're sailing. So this is the sailing position. And normally after you've dropped the mainsail, then you can unclip the front of the bag, unfold it, and then zip it down the front of the mast. After you've installed the bag, then you put the slider on and drop the Velcro at the back end, and then you can zip up the lazy bag. So take the zip all the way to the mast. Make sure the sail's fully covered. And once the top zip is done up, then you can zip the front of the cover up. The zips from the bottom up, and the clips that you use at the bottom for clipping the flaps back inside can also just be clipped together to take the load off the zip at the bottom. And finally, there's after you've done the front zip up, there's just a Velcro webbing flap that pulls the cover tightly around the top of the mast and covers the top of the zip. So yeah, it looks like we're all done. Thank you for watching.